everyone. It is beautiful out there right now. I still can't believe that October's now almost over. As all of you know, that I made it possible for everybody to talk about themselves right on the radio, and that's what we're doing right here with everyone today. My first guest has been on my guest once before. She's also on my television show, airing this weekend on Saturday from 11 to noon on Channel 7 AZTV. I have with me Angela McDonald, and she is the CEO of Flex It Academy. Listen up, everyone. And I'm going to tell a story about something once she starts to tell everybody a little bit about what she does, because something happened right here in the studio that I want people to hear. Welcome back to the show, Angela.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
It is. So tell us a little bit about what it is that you created for people out there.
Well, Flex It Academy is a school for kids that have autism, and we create an individualized plan for each student. So we work on social skills and communication and behaviors every day. So, you know, the kids are getting the skills that they need so that they can be successful.
And the kids are how old? From what grade to what grade?
From kindergarten through 12th grade.
Okay. Now listen up, everyone. This is what I love about this show, is that this is information for people out there. And that's all it is. And when we were here just before I came in, there was a couple of the guests that were here before me talking, and it just so happened that one of the guests that were here had adult child with autism.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
As a matter of fact, severe. And so she was just talking as I walked in how difficult it was for her to go through school, especially through I think she said the senior year. Yeah. So that's what I want people to understand. First of all, I want that the people understand that it may not be you, but it may be somebody that you know that has a child with autism or some sort of a difference. Mm-hmm. Is that how you say it now?
Yes,
that's the right way.
Say that.
And so I want you to write down this information, because they have more than one location, and it may not be you, but it might be someone you know that might need something like this. First, tell everybody a little bit about, let's talk about autism and what it is, and, so people know the signs. You're an expert in your field.
Yes, I have an autism, degree, and I am an autism specialist, and I've been doing this for over 26 years, so have had a lot of experience personally and as well as, working with kids in the schools. But I also have grandchildren that have disabilities as well and have autism, and so I deal with it firsthand, and so I can see the parents' perspective as well as the schools.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about autism and the signs of it and that kind of thing. Go ahead.
Okay. So autism is a developmental disability, and it typically affects severely the communication skills, behavior skills, and social skills. So being able to identify those signs early is very helpful, because it is a spectrum, so it affects people differently. It could be one way for one child and another way for another child. So it's not just like one size fits all.
Right.
So the signs that you can look for, though, is a delay in speech, or maybe the child doesn't speak at all, or they might repeat phrases or echolalia, where they just repeat back something that they've heard. Mm-hmm. It could be that they have head banging, or repetitive behaviors, so that a lot of parents, they'll say, well, their child loves Legos, or they'll just line up little trucks or whatever. And they also, you would want to look for things such as no eye contact, not being able to make friends, also problems with being able to hold a conversation. So it's really hard if they do make a friend to be able to keep a friend, because they can't see somebody else's perspective. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so it makes it very challenging, and they might have aggressive behaviors and be very disruptive, and they resist being hugged or being held, and things like that.
Right,
So.
and you can see this almost early on. I know most people who will say that their child has autism or some sort of a disability is that they saw it early on, that they can remember that even when they were infants, there was something that they could say that they saw in that child and that infant that they saw. We're live on Facebook too, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. We're going to share this show afterwards. I'm so interested in talking about it. This is things that for people, when we share this, it's very good information so that people understand that there are schools such as yourself that actually works with them in a very special way. And I want to talk about that because I know we're talking about autism though. Let's talk about your school too. We'll intertwine the two if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you've got the academy that you started and you have several of them. Let's talk about where they are.
Okay, we have one in Yuma, and we also have one on the west side, and we're opening up one on the east side of Phoenix and in Tucson. And so we have also an online presence. So kids that are all over the state, we can help.
Wow, that's awesome. So not only do they have almost 4 locations here, they're also online that you can also check them out. Information is so important for these people out there. The school itself, what I love about it is that it's flexible. That's why you call it Flexit Academy. Explain that. Explain that, Lucy. Go ahead.
Okay. So it is flexible. Each student, we design a curriculum and a program specifically for that child. Some children can only maybe work for an hour a day. Some kids might work 4.5 hours a day. So it's very flexible. We also offer related services such as OT and speech therapy. And that, again, is, specific to each child. We work on social skills. We also work on behavioral regulation, and we work on those skills every day.
Yeah. Now, what's really neat is, let's say the child can only do something, can only handle, let's say, like you said, an hour.
Right.
They do it for an hour, and then they go home, and other kids that can be there longer, or they can also do this online. Is that correct?
Correct.
I want to make sure I'm saying it all correctly.
That is absolutely correct. So if a child could only come to our facility for an hour because they have anxiety, or work with the teacher online for an hour, then they can access their program online. And so they're getting that learning experience.
And they're also in an environment where everybody understands.
Right.
Even that has got to be important too. And even if they're with children in that school, then they're all basically the same. They're the same, in the same boat.
Exactly.
Right? Which is kind of nice. And they make friends that they get each other.
Yeah, and they have somebody that they can have.
I wish I had that.
They have somebody they can have play dates with and that they can relate to, and they just love it. We've had students when they first started, it would take the parent an hour and a half to get the child out the door because they had such horrible anxiety. And then after they start at our school, we can't get them to leave. They want to stay. They just have such a positive experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really neat. Now, we have 4 locations. One is going to be in Yuma. We've got West Side, East Side, and Tucson. Now, all the information is on your website.
Correct.
You could check them out online, and the kids can work online too. It's flexitacademy.com, and you can call them. They love to talk to people. Do you do consultations with people?
I do.
Yeah.
If people have questions, I'm more than happy to talk to them and help them. And we have resources online too.
Good. That's awesome. So again, you could talk to them, and that's the other thing. The parents need someone that they can talk to, an advocate that they can talk to and help them with the resources that they're looking for. Their phone number is 480-737-8108. It's flexitacademy.com. It's K through 12. Give them a call. This is great information. Hang tight. We're going to be right back.
Oh, if I gave it
So welcome back, everyone. And we're talking to Angela McDonald. She is the CEO of Flexit Academy. She's an autism specialist. She's been doing that for 26 years. And the academy that she created it's a flexible academy for people, children, K through 12, that need that flexibility. And they all do. Obviously, they do. Otherwise, you would have never found a need for it.
Absolutely.
And your parents, when they come to you, are they so thankful that they have schools like, the academies such as yours?
Absolutely. I hear it all the time, and it's so rewarding because the kids are experiencing success sometimes for the first time, and they enjoy coming to school, they're learning, and the parents are just so grateful.
Right, absolutely, because it's a difficult situation, and I guarantee you, just as difficult as it might be for the parents, I'm sure it's just as difficult for those children, and they may not even be able to communicate that. Is that correct?
That is correct. And they get frustrated. And that's why they have the meltdowns and the behaviors a lot of times is because of frustration.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that too. Now, she's got a academy in Yuma, the west side. She's going to have one in the east side soon. Also in Tucson and online. So we want to make sure that you understand that this can also be online for parents that might like that, or the kids that might like that too. It's FlexitAcademy.com. The phone number to call, we just heard her ad, is 480-737-8108. And I implore you, people, please, if it's not you, if you know someone, tell them about this. And I just said the story earlier. We all pretty much, there's somebody in every family probably that has a child with a disability. So write the number down. It's 480-737-8108. You can also check her out on my television show this weekend. Is Saturday from 11 to noon on Channel 7 AZTV. You can check her out there too. Okay, let's go back into what treatments do they have for autism?
Well, the treatments that they have are typically working on behaviors. They have speech and language therapy. That's very helpful. And it's really important to start those therapies as soon as you can. So identifying the child is so important. And so you can get help through education, through your doctor, or through a psychologist, somebody that can steer you in the right direction to make sure that your child is evaluated and identified so you can start those treatments.
So you said that you have a plethora of resources as well. If someone's listening to this and they feel comfortable, they're listening to you, and they say, I'd like to call her to see if she's a specialist in autism. Could they call you and you can help direct them as to maybe where to call or who to call? Because they need to be assessed. Is that correct?
That's correct. They would need an assessment to make sure, because there's lots of disabilities that are similar.
Yeah, I think I am all the time.
And so they would need the assessments done to identify the child. And they're welcome to call me at any time. I do have numbers, people that they can reach out to, neuropsychologists and doctors that, specialize in autism. And it's just, we have to make sure they have the right disability identified so that we can create a program that's appropriate for them.
So the number again is 480-737-8108. They have 4 locations throughout the state. It's K through 12. We want you to understand that it is K through 12. And the website is FlexitAcademy.com, and also online. You can go up there and you can see some of the resources that they have. But she loves to talk to people. They love to help. You are all about helping them have the resources that they need.
Yes.
And of course the children, getting the children the help that they need to get through school on real easily.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about, it's child-centered, so everything is based on their needs.
Let's say the child needs medication, and I don't know whether they do all of that too. I'm assuming they might.
Right.
And do you have a way that the child can still be in school and be taking the medication? What does the day look like?
Well, they could definitely, if they need medication, we're going to make sure that that somebody is there to provide that for the student. We sometimes have students that have medical challenges, and for some reason or another, they can't come to a school. So we will send a teacher to their home to work with them as well.
Wow, see, that's what flexibility is all about.
Yeah.
It's flexibility. That's
Right.
what we're talking about here.
Right.
So let's talk about that. So
Okay.
even if they needed to and the child needed to stay home, you can actually work with them still because the teacher just comes to them.
Exactly.
So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're looking for your child to get through school in a very easy way, this is the answer.
Right, and we also have teachers online, so sometimes children have such severe anxieties that they don't want somebody to come to the home, they can't go to school, so we have teachers online that can work with the child as well.
That's awesome. So again, they're really there for you to make sure that your child gets the education that they need, as well as making it as flexible as possible for them in every way, shape, or form. Gosh, I wish they did this for everyone, because when I was a kid, and I'm a lot older, when I was a kid, well, a lot of us probably had autism, but we didn't know it, because
Right.
they didn't do that. They didn't look at that those years ago. They just
Right.
said, your kid's in trouble all the time, get it out of the school,
Yeah,
That was the
exactly.
way it was in those days. And now it's wonderful because these children can get so much more out of education and all of that. So
Lots of options.
you help them. Let's talk a little bit about this too. This is important too. Tuition. How does that get done? And how do they pay for this tuition?
Well, they can pay, privately themselves, but we also have ESA funding and the STO scholarships. So, the parents don't have to pay out of pocket, that they can apply for that ESA funding and then it's paid for. So.
Again, so that's another thing that they have is financial aid in such a way for them
Right.
as well.
Absolutely.
So again, they love to talk to you. They do consultations with everyone. The website again is flexitacademy.com. Their phone number is 480-737-8108. It's K through 12, and it is the answer. It's really the answer for these parents that have their children that are miserable or not going to school because they are miserable. Or the parents just want to leave them at home because it's better. I don't even know if they're allowed to do that or not, but I'm sure they go through that.
Yeah, a lot of parents will pull their kids out and try to homeschool them, but it's frustrating because they don't know the standards or what curriculum to use. So this gives them an option.
Absolutely.
And all of our teachers are certified, and so, they get top-notch education, and we're meeting the standards, and, so I just want to make that clear. And we only have 3 to 4 kids to a teacher.
Let's talk about
very
that more.
small
Go ahead.
numbers,
So
yeah.
it's really almost one-on-one practically.
Well, and if a child does need one-on-one, we will provide that. But typically we like to keep them more in a group so that they can practice those social skills. And we do once a month we do a social event, and so we might go, to the zoo or something that the whole family can come to so they can practice those social skills as well.
Again, this is not just for you. It might be someone that you know. I want people to understand. I think this is so very important for people to share these things that you're hearing on here. That's what it's all about. It may not be you, but you certainly might know someone. And this is a wonderful academy that you've made. And I know a lot of people listening wish they had a school like that when they were a kid to go to, because you really work with them. And the kids excel.
Exactly, they do. Because, any child that could have somebody work with them on one-on-one is going to excel because, you have that attention. They're immediately reacting to what the child needs. But even in a small group of 3 to 4 students, they get that individualized attention that they need.
And like you said, it's good for them because they need that. That's what's something that they... Do you have tours? Can they come and see?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that too.
Okay, they can call and set up an appointment, and we're happy to show them what we do and, come out and see if they think that might be a good fit for their student.
Yeah. Now, again, they have 4 locations. One is in Yuma. The other one is on the west side. The east side is coming up soon, and in Tucson, and also online. Again, if you even need your teacher to go to the home, they will even do that. You can start off with 1-on-1 if that's the need of the child, or then you've got 3-to-1, which is perfectly perfect as far as I'm concerned as well. And what would be your final words that you would want to tell them today?
Well, I'd like to say, please reach out to me. If you have questions, I'm happy to talk to you and be there, if nothing else, for a sounding board and maybe help you come up with some ideas or things that might help your child.
And they have a ton of information for you. That's what they're here for, is to help you. And again, if it's not someone that you or someone that you know, please tell them about this. The website is FlexitAcademy.com. You can call them direct at 480-737-8108. Don't forget, you can see her tomorrow right on my television show on Channel 7 AZTV from 11 to noon. Check it out. I'm going to be eating popcorn and watching the movie, right, the show right there. I've been doing that. It's really fun to watch myself. Again, it's FlexitAcademy.com.
Thank you.